A lot of us are scared of the thought of something. When we say your thoughts are you're not your thoughts, basically saying like you're not your thoughts. The thoughts that you're thinking are not coming directly from you. Only your conscious thought is coming from you. So when you're having thoughts throughout your day, some of your thoughts are not from you. Some of your thoughts are just ideas or just thoughts that are passing through. Where do thoughts come from? That I'm not quite sure of because I don't want to put a label on anything. But certain thoughts or ideas or suggestions that you receive, you don't always have to acknowledge it, agree with it, or not agree with it. Now, if a thought comes to you like, oh, I should do this, you're like, that thought is actually an interesting thought. Maybe I should do that. Or if you get another thought, oh, you should do this, and you adopt it like, hey, maybe I shouldn't do that. Or, the thoughts we are receiving are coming in, not out of us. It's coming in. So we're hearing these thoughts. And when I say don't be scared of the thought of, you know how some people say the thought of that frightens me, or that the thought of it, I keep thinking of it, think. So when you get a thought in your mind that's not a thought you would agree with, or you don't, that you wouldn't want to happen, and you like, oh, I don't like the thought of it. Right. You don't like the thought of it. And then where people get misconstrued at, they think that thought is actually coming from within them, and they identify it, and then they actually adopt the thought kind of and start to fear different situations in life, or stops them from doing a lot of stuff in life, or make you look at certain people certain ways because you agreed with the thought. Thoughts are just, even if it's a recurring thought, I've been coming, you have to let it go. You don't even have to say, oh no, I don't believe in that thought. Oh no. You don't have to acknowledge it because you're not your thoughts. And when you truly understand like you're not your thoughts, you will realize that if I'm not my thought, then what am I? And why am I receiving all these thoughts throughout the day? So it's like, okay, a lot of people with anxiety or, depression, they probably have a lot of thoughts in their mind that's coming to them, and they're believing that this is what they feel, or this is what it is. As you go through this process, you have to be really aware of what you're thinking and what you're agreeing to and what you're not agreeing to. Because thoughts have really taken over and say, well, they're trying to rule your mind with thoughts, with programs, what people told you about, with words that you've been hearing. So you may ask me, well, how do I let the thought just pass? That seems so hard. Just imagine it going across. Like, just imagine, or just imagine it going across in front of you, like, and just disappearing. It don't even have to be like like the words of the thoughts. But just imagine it as, scribbled out words or something, and then just going past as it comes in. Like if you recognize a thought, just don't say anything. Like I know it's tempting for us just to say, oh no, I'm gonna say something about it, or I'm gonna acknowledge that thought because I don't want to feel this way, or I'm scared. I am actually scared of these things, or I really don't want these things to happen. You have to realize where those thoughts came from. Like, do you feel that way, or do the suggestions feel that way? Like the thoughts that were suggested to you unknowingly, and you adopted it and agreed to it. Like that's what you're scared of, or that's what you're nervous about, or whatever. When you get a thought that you don't agree with, you need to just be like, wow, like these thoughts are crazy. Like, or these are not, you need to be like, hey, this is not even my thoughts. Who are you? Like, who are you telling me this? But you don't even have to engage with it. Like, you just let it keep flowing by, like, okay. Keep flowing by. Like, you have to stick with your beliefs and know that God is with you and that you're covered by the Most High Yah. If you're nervous about anything, know that you're covered. That you're covered. That you really are covered. And you don't have to worry about whatever you're worrying about, because it's not you that's worrying about it. And if you search for a thought, you're going to find it. If you search for a thought, you're going to find it. If you search for a positive thought, you're going to find that too. That's why they say, feel good sometimes. You got to feel good. Because if you feel good, you can reach for a better thought. It don't mean it feels good all day long. You start feeling good. Like, feel relaxed, feel at peace, so you can grasp a good thought. Because if you feel any other ways and look for those thoughts to confirm the way you're feeling, you're going to find it. Thoughts are creative. Like, thoughts will come up with anything. So much will come up to, sorry, y'all. So much will come up to, like, agree with what you're saying. Like, if you feel this way, the thoughts like, okay, well, we're going to give you more to feel this way. So it's like, you're not your thoughts. You are scared of the thought of. And the reason why I was making this video is to say, okay, a lot of us don't want to start our journey because we're scared or we're fearful, because you get a thought in your mind that, what if it doesn't work? Like, what if I try all these things and it doesn't work? That's a thought. It hasn't happened yet. It's a thought. And you're scared of the thought of it not working, for you to not even try. There's no guarantee it will work. There's no guarantee it won't work. But you don't even try because of the thought in your mind that is like a barrier. Okay? You know the cassette tapes? The little things that turn in the cassette tapes? Imagine that as a turning wheel of, your mind. Your mind is constantly thinking over and over and over on a cassette tape. And it's always the same thing until, change the cassette, or whatever. So you're the solid part of the cassette tape. and you're just there. That's you. But the music or the words or the sounds that are playing is your mind. And you have a choice to either pay attention to that. You have a choice to either let it play, stop it. You know, our mind is very smart. We're very smart people. And if our mind can convince us of something that is true, that means our mind is very powerful. If your mind can convince you that you're not enough, if your mind can convince you that this is all you're going to have, if your mind can convince you to feel this low, your mind can convince you to do other things also. It can convince you to think other ways also. But some of us have been programmed to think this way. Programmed. Once you start deprogramming yourself, and I mean just letting your thoughts, stop identifying with your thoughts. Stop identifying with your thoughts. You say, okay, well, what's my thought? How do I know it's me? The conscious thought, that's the one that when you think in your mind, like, oh yeah, I see a banana, like you're literally thinking it. You can feel yourself thinking it, like, oh, I think I want eggs today. That's your conscious thought. If you actually saying it. But if you're not saying it, it just comes to you mostly, like maybe that's intuition, or it could be just an idea or suggestion. If you have a conscious decision, like, oh, when people say make a conscious decision, it's like don't just let the thoughts on autopilot make the decision for you. You say, no, I'm doing this, and this is what I'm going to do with your conscious mind. You know other stuff is going to come in, but you're like, okay, with my conscious mind, this is what it is. With my conscious mind, I'm a millionaire. With my conscious mind, I am protected by the Most High Yah. With my conscious mind, I know that I'm going to be in an amazing place in life. I know I'm going to, with your conscious mind. So, you know what you want to do, but then other thoughts come in your mind also. So there's a lot of strength you got to have. Definitely a lot of strength you got to have in this world. So yeah, don't be scared of the thought of it, because once you think you're scared of something, or you think you're nervous about something, you think you're worried about something, or you think you're feeling this way, or you feel like you're ugly, you feel like all this other stuff, but it's not really you. It's your conscious. It's your it was certain thoughts that popped up in your mind to make you feel these ways, and you adopted it and said, yes, I do feel this way. Because another thought could have came and said, well, you're handsome, and you're like, okay, I don't look handsome. Like, who said that? Like, you think you don't look handsome, but your conscious mind, you're not gonna say, I'm ugly, I hate myself. It's like, oh, I know I'm beautiful, There's your God self. Your God self is in love with everything about you. So a lot of the ways you feel, if you have social anxiety, all the thoughts that came, like, oh, these people are gonna do this to you, or these people are gonna do that to me. What if they do this? What if they do that? What if they do that? And you were scared of the thought of this might happening. You were scared of the thought of people maybe being, rude to you. You're scared of the thought people maybe not liking you. You're scared of the thought people may not want to be around you, or you may not have anything to say. You're scared of the thought of that. So when you actually go into that area, that's all you're thinking about. Oh my God, what if this happens? What if that happens? What if this happens? And it's not your thoughts, and you already adopted it. So now it's like the tape player is just going. So, You gotta start saying, really just start deprogramming yourself and like, wait, like, I don't even feel like, why do I feel this way? I don't even feel this way. Like, I don't even feel these ways. Like, all these were suggestions that I took on because I thought it was my suggestions. Now I'm programmed like this. So yeah, it's important for us to start deprogramming. Don't just try to rush everything, but just actually question yourself. Not really question, but just face that fear of you having to face that fear. Because that's a fear, a thought too. Like all this is created with thought. Everything is created with thought. So if you can adopt a better thought about yourself, then yeah. I don't know why I'm doing this video, but hold on. Y'all can tell I record at night because, and I had to get this out because I'm like, okay, let me get this out because I don't care if I'm tired. I want to get it out. It'll be better over time. But yeah, we got to adopt better thoughts about ourselves and about, I'm not saying be delusional. Like, I'm not going to get into this. I'm not going to get into that right now. Okay. I'm not going to get into it. Okay. Just, we got to, start, basically deprogramming ourselves and deprogramming our minds from what we believed, from what we took on as us, because we're not our thoughts. We're not all these suggestions like, oh, you look like this or this and that. That probably came from somewhere else. Like, probably came from a video you watched before or just something that made you feel this way because, that's what you heard before and you agreed with it because of what other people say. And now that I'm talking about it, I'm thinking about so many things so many thoughts that I agreed with unknowingly. And I thought I was just maybe insecure about, even if you're insecure, like, it's basically about what other people may say about you or something that you may heard or somebody said something about you that one time and you agree with it. You could have just let it pass and like, well, you know what? Nothing. Like, you gotta say nothing. Or you'd be like, no, I don't agree with that. You don't gotta say, no, I don't agree with that because more stuff gonna come. So just like, just let it pass. Like, it's just a thought. It has no meaning, no weight. He said, what if it comes back? Let it pass again. What if I start talking with it and arguing with it? Notice you are and let it pass. Connect to you. Connect to who you really are. Your heart center. Connect to that. Like, I just realized this really, like, to be honest, because I'm like, okay, we are not our thoughts, and so many of us have so many thoughts that we have adopted and made our reality. And, we don't have to, they don't have to be the end story for it. So don't be scared of the thought of, well, I can say don't be scared, but we're scared of the thought of a lot of stuff. And we adopted thoughts that weren't ours until we made it ours. About money, about our looks, about other people, about life. I don't try to, I'm leaving it alone. So that's basically it. Like, we got to really, on this journey to where you're going, we have to actually really, 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 really keep up with our mindset, because that's what controls our reality. I mean, people say that all the time, but it's like, okay, you got to realize your brain is out of your head, and people are having certain thoughts and certain feelings in certain ways that's creating certain things in people's reality. Okay? So we just have to be very cautious and aware of what we adopt. Like, it's not you thinking. If you start thinking about words like, wait, that's not even me thinking this. Do I agree with this? And just let it go. Like, okay, it has no power until you give it power. And that's how this world works. Like, it's only a system because no one knows that they actually have the power. Like, if you don't know, then, everything works out fine. But once you know, and it's like, oh, wow. You try to fight back harder, but no, you know. When you know, you know. So make sure you click that like and subscribe button. Thank you for watching my channel, and I love you guys. Deuces.